My next guest, inspired by Dr. Martin Luther King, happy birthday, Dr. Martin Luther King, have dedicated his career to help educate and support the next generation of champions, leaders, and change makers. They are with the Institute of Civic Leadership Foundation. We have co-founder Kirk Spahn right here. Kirk, Olympic hurdler, ICL board member. I mean, come on, you guys are doing a lot. Kirk, how you doing? Talk to us. Tell us about your organization and what you are doing to keep Dr. King's dream alive.
About 20 plus years ago, I was living in New York City with a former Philadelphia Eagle here to represent. I'm here to talk about Philly, Tahani Jones. And
Yes.
So Tahani and I were living together, and it was after the tragedies of September 11th, and we were living in New York City, and we got together and said, what does Dr. King's legacy really mean? And how can we get together to inspire youth to his legacy, and what were the key things and takeaways? And it started really, it's service leadership, it's service to others. And Dr. King said that, life's most persistent, urgent question is, what are you doing for others? And so the concept of daring to dream and having the courage to take risks, to follow that dream, and to show leadership through action more than words. And so these were kind of the calling cards. And I was in my early 20s. Hani was playing football. We were living with Brandon Short, another great football player, amazing human being. And we were living together saying, what can we do? Tahani had a platform, Brandon did, and we got together and said, who doesn't want to carry on this legacy? So we got to link up with Tom Freston, who was running MTV at the time, and said, let's do a conference, call it the Dare to Dream Conference on Martin Luther King Day. Let's bring together a spirit of service leadership, character. We started in New York City, did not know what was going to happen after that. And 20 years later, we now have a full-blown school where we help inspire, educate, and support youth to build character. We focus on young athletes, young service leaders. So we have people that are performers, but the idea always being that service leadership and giving back is pretty much the most important thing that you can do, even when you find success. So today is a really special day for us.
Got it. I think we have your. Do we have your co-founder? I think we have your co-founder, Olympic hurdler and ICL board member. I don't know how you even. I don't even know how you top that. But we have Dr. Anita Lake joining us as well. How you doing, Doctor? Listen, how do you lead with Olympic hurdler? Just say you want to stun on us, okay? Just say you're better than us.
She's the most amazing woman. We've known each other for decades now.
Yeah. I've known Kirk for a long time. It's been a privilege to work alongside Kirk, a privilege to work alongside the amazing students at ICL Academy. Any achievements I've had, I think, are shadowed by the amazing achievements of the students, and the privilege of being able to work with them, to watch them grow. And I continue to keep in contact with them long after they've left, and they're doing such awesome things with their lives.
Got it. So you guys are based in LA. I know there's tragedy that has struck LA with the LA fires. How are you guys kind of navigating those issues that you have in LA with what your mission is with your organization?
Sure. I mean, it's symbolic. In times of tragedy, you rebuild. You look for the best in others. We're really blessed to have champion mentors who come in and support. And as far as students in the community, it is all about service to others. And when people lose their homes and they're displaced, the first thing you can do is reach out a helping hand. And what we've seen in LA has actually been, in so many ways, the dream of Dr. King. I mean, when tragedy strikes, you come together and you rebuild, and it isn't a matter of race. It's humanity, right? It's humanity first. And so we really try to instill that in others, and we utilize people like yourself who have a voice, have a platform, to be models for the next generation. So whether you were in the Super Bowl played, but sharing just stories, like to show our youth that there is an opportunity to not only live their dreams, but the idea is that what Dr. King really inspired in us, we've capsulated into 6 principles of the Institute for Civic Leadership, which is, if you're passionate about something, how do you make a passion a purpose? Because purpose is really the most important driver that ultimately leads you to a super purpose, which is not what can I achieve? I mean, Dr. Lake, when you mentioned as an Olympian, like, she shudders because she's a lifelong educator. She's all about just giving back to kids. But in the process, when you're pursuing your dreams, you have to build that right process. And I think the youth today, they think that something should come quickly and fast. And the reality is that everything is work. You have to put in the work, and the process is so important, because no matter what you face, the next P, and Dr. King felt it more than anyone, is perseverance. If we don't teach our youth about perseverance and grit and resilience, everything sort of crumbles, because you can have a passion, you can be purpose driven, but the perseverance, and once you persevere, you gain perspective. So the perspective comes from others, you're supported by family, by mentors, by peers. And when you get that group of perspective, ultimately the last P is personal. It's a personalized journey, right? No two people's journeys are the same. If you and I sat and chatted about our paths, you know, we come to a certain understanding, but our roads are different. And so those 6 Ps, I really think Dr. King would want to kind of instill in everyone. And it's again, this all started at a Martin Luther King Day event. And 20 plus years ago, I thought that I would just be putting together a small conference, and here I am 2 decades later, and it's growing. I mean, this is what we're in, a time of change, and I think that no matter where you fall politically or doing it, if you keep in mind that service to others and Dr. King's legacy, it sort of goes above all else.
Yeah. Can you talk about your champion mentor series that you all do?
Sure. What's really incredible is when people achieve great success, we're inspired by the works of people like Walter Payton, people that passed Muhammad Ali, and we realize that the champions of today all have a story to tell, and sometimes they get glorified. People look at things for money, but they actually want to give back, right? So we have champions in all different disciplines in sports. It started with, football players, with Dhani Jones, with Brandon Short. It goes all the way to skiers like Bodie Miller, Novak Djokovic, people that stand up and represent things and want to pass on a legacy to others. For entertainment, people like Seal who give back, people that have achieved great success but want to share a roadmap and share their stories and their journeys with youth. I mean, it's when people see it laid out in front of them and you talk to someone and not at them, it's unbelievable what can happen. And kids are sponges and they want to feel engagement. So when the posters on their wall come in and talk to them directly, you can really see that inspiration happen. And then once they're inspired, they want to make an impact. And impact is so important, but you cannot make a real impact unless you've been educated. So the model that we have is inspire, educate, impact. And that's a cycle that kind of repeats itself.
How can we be a part of this? If people want to just give their time, or if they say somebody's seeing right now, like, hey, I want my kid to be a part of that, how can they be a part of your organization?
So we have we're the ICL Foundation. So the ICLFoundation.org. We open up our Champion Mentor speaker series to anybody and everybody. If you have a child who's inspired and wants to really pursue a passion, we have an accredited school called ICL Academy, which is ICLacademy.org. And the foundation work goes to really inspire, educate, and support these kids. So part of it is when you're from an area without socioeconomic means, but you have talent and you have a dream and you have drive, we want to be there that says, look, we believe in you and we will support you, but then you have to pay it forward. The idea is like we're training these youth to have a multiplier effect. These kids who have already set a bar high for themselves, that are engaged, that are passionate, that want to make a difference. The change makers people think when they're young, I have to be an adult to make a change. And that's not true. You know, civic responsibility, civic leadership, what Dr. King espouses starts young. And we want to be there because sometimes they get lost in the shuffle. There's so much bureaucracy. There's a lot that prevents people from daring to seeking out that. So we want to be there to help them. So the ICL Foundation, or just the ICLFoundation.org, with all the information how you can participate. The ICL Academy.org is our school. So anyone from ages grades 5 through 12, kind of age 10 to 18, we'll welcome you. We're working in LA, as you mentioned, to help displaced people, you know, people that have lost their schools, opportunities. We want to be there because what we've found is what started 20 years ago as a conference live, and we impacted a couple hundred people in New York City. Now, with the use of the internet, we can reach so many thousands and thousands more. So the impact of using technology the right way. I mean, imagine Dr. King's message if the internet were around. I mean, imagine how you can impact people. So the idea that we have a mantra that says respect tradition, embrace tomorrow. So the idea that it's you're a mentor is there for you, but we can utilize technology to impact so many more.
Listen, you're doing great things. We thank you guys for stopping by. Dr. Lake, Captain Kirk, I like to call you. Thank you for stopping by. We'll give more information about your organization. Thank you again, and I'll continue and let you guys go to continue the great work that you guys are doing.
Appreciate it. And Dr. Lake is a superhero. So we
I mean, yeah, like when you lead with I'm an Olympian, it's like you're better than 98% of the people that you meet. Thank you, Dr. Lake.
I would never lead with that. I think my nieces and nephews are the Olympians. My niece is a current Olympian. She's done 3 Olympics so far, and my nephew only last week has just been given a place in the national team, and he's going to be in the doing soccer, and so he's flying out now. So they have the preliminary rounds, and hopefully, as long as the team get through, then he'll be in the Soccer World Championships, which is later on this year. So I think that the thing about us is that we're here to encourage the younger ones, and so that they can thrive and achieve so much, just as Dr. King has told them.
Well, listen, I have 3 sons that I'm going to ship out to LA, and you're going to make them Olympians because you up here bragging. So I'm just letting you know. Dr. Lake, I'm going to send like 3 boys. They have huge appetites and, big attitudes. So I'm going to send them to your house.
I like it. She will steal them from you.
You're not going to get them back, okay? It's going to become like,
all good. No, I thank you. I thank you both. Thank you for the work that you do, and please continue. We'll send out more information about what you guys are doing. Thanks a lot.
Thanks a lot. Take care.